Hey everybody, my name's Bryan Taylor, and now we're going to do some drum thoughts. Hey everybody, today I want to talk about time. Time is something that I think drummers, even great drummers, are always thinking about, sometimes struggling with, to find that right feel, that right sense of where we sit with the music. One of my favorite drummers, Jeff Porcaro, I heard him once say that time was something that was just constantly fighting with him his whole life. And he's one of the best timekeepers that has ever been. And so I know that if that's something he was always thinking about and working with, then it's okay that the rest of us are always working on it as well. So I just want you to understand a little bit about my concept as I'm doing a song and as I'm thinking through it. Some of us get to play with click when we play live or when we practice. Some of us don't get to do that. I would recommend practicing with a click as much as you possibly can because it just helps strengthen that internal clock that we all need to have. But then there's times when we play live that we don't get to use that click and we don't have it. And so in the back of your mind, we should be subdividing. If you don't know what subdividing is, it's the internal clock that's constantly giving you rhythmic sense of separation and where things sit. So for me, if I'm doing a song at this tempo, I'm thinking and I'm putting my snare, my hi-hat, my bass drum where I think it sits with that kind of subdivision going on in my head. The slower a song gets and there's some more space in there, it gets really hard to make sure that you're putting it exactly where it needs to go. Or the faster a song gets, it can get really challenging to make sure that you're not pulling back on it or rushing some fills because you're worried about it's going to slow down. When we are doing fills, it's important to always be thinking the subdivision and where we sit when we do that fill, because you're playing a groove and you found that perfect feel and it's working well with the band, but then that feel and that time feels like it's going to kind of stop because you're doing a fill and you're going into another section. And what needs to happen is as we're doing that fill, the time needs to feel like it's not moving at all. It needs to be constant. And so I subdivide when I do my fills too, just so I know that when I come back in, I haven't pushed it or I haven't pulled back. And that's another thing when you're practicing and you're practicing with a metronome. Practice not just grooves, but practice your fills too. See where you come in at the end of your fills. Did you push it? Did you pull back? And record yourself, just even with your phone, and listen back and see, does my fill seem like it pushes or it pulls back? And those little things make a huge difference in your feel and your sound. So we're going to look at a slow tempo, and I'm going to play the click with it so you can kind of hear what I'm thinking in my head while I'm doing this groove, and then we'll take the click out, and you can hear the groove without the click, and we'll do that a couple different times.